to say about Lance's comments?
Well, what I have to say is a quote from Kobe Bryant. I spoke to him yesterday. He says, quote, "I have never been to a single practice." Those were his exact words. You know, obviously there's going to be people who believe he's lying. I'm going to take him at his word because I don't have any proof that he's lying, number one. Number two, it's pretty easy to disprove. You know, if you said that you haven't been to a single practice, that's pretty easy to disprove. I mean, you've got media members that cover. They're not inside the practice when it's going on, but they're right outside the door, waiting for the doors to be opened, et cetera, et cetera. So, but Kobe is not just smart; he's brilliant. So you have to also pick apart his words from time to time. When he says, "I haven't been to a single practice," that does not mean he hasn't been to the Lakers facility. It does not mean that he didn't have, you know, conversations with teammates. It doesn't mean that his detail, which is on ESPN Plus and stuff like that, that the kind of schooling that he provides to players, he's certainly not going to provide to those Laker teammates because God knows a few of them need all the assistance that they can get. So I definitely believe it's plausible that Kobe could have talked to individual players about basketball. But I think the reason why Kobe felt the need to say that is because of something he had reiterated to me weeks ago. He don't have nothing to do with this Lakers mess. Pelinka's got his own relationship with Jeannie Buss. They got their own thing going on with the Los Angeles Lakers right now. He ain't trying to get involved in any of that nonsense. And I think that's ultimately the message that he wants sent. So here I am.
Kobe, first of all, to what you said about how smart he is. Kobe is one of the smartest athletes I've ever encountered. In my dealings with him, it's very clear that he has a I'm talking about basketball IQ, and I know he never went to college, but he has a sky-high IQ. It's obvious.
Speaks 3 different languages fluently.
He's also
a couple of more on the side.
Kobe's also devious. Like Kobe has a high IQ, and he's focused on winning at everything, which is why he won 5 championships
and an Oscar
without Shaq. It's why he is going to own an NBA team one day, maybe the Lakers. Like, if that's what he wants to do, he's won an Academy Award. He's like, everything he does at a certain level. Now, the question is this. Here we have Lance Stephenson saying one thing and Kobe Bryant saying another. So unless there's a misunderstanding, someone's lying. Unless you're right, okay, or at the very least misleading. It could be that Lance Stephenson, when asked the question, wanted to say the pro-Laker, pro-Kobe thing and said, oh, yeah, he's at all the practices. It could be he misspoke. He meant he's always around, but he used the word practice. And it could be that Kobe's doing what you're saying he's doing. He's being very specific with his language. Or it could be that one or the other of them is lying. But here's the thing about Kobe Bryant. What do you say about LeBron James? He's passive-aggressive, right? He wants to control the narrative, and he does so passive-aggressively. So, for example, LeBron don't want to be known as a coach killer. He wants a new coach. Obviously, he wanted Ty Lue. But LeBron, there's big pushback from LeBron's camp about saying that publicly in the media, right? Don't say because they don't want to be seen as a coach killer. I think also Kobe Bryant wants to do things unseen. He doesn't want people to see his fingerprints on the things he's doing, right? It's all Kaiser Sose style. And so Kobe gets mad if you talk about, I have nothing to do with this Lakers mess. I'm coaching my daughter. I get it. I never went to practice, but maybe you're right. Maybe he's being very specific with his language and being kind of slick about it. Kobe does things. He operates to get what he wants, and he does so without his fingerprints on it and behind the scenes. So LeBron has a relationship with Clutch Sports, correct? Is there a sense in the media that LeBron participates in a business sense in terms of the people that Clutch Sports represents? So I wonder, what's Kobe's relationship with Rob Pelinka business-wise when Rob Pelinka was an agent right now? I don't believe that Pelinka could have developed a relationship. It's possible, but if you ask me, do I think it's likely that his relationship with Jeannie is so strong that it can withstand Magic Johnson? No, the only person I see who would have that kind of relationship and that kind of juice with the Lakers on the level of Magic Johnson is Kobe Bryant. That's how I'm connecting the dots. So Kobe may deny it, but
let me chime in. First of all, here's where I don't like your analogy. I don't want to hear a damn word about LeBron James in this sense. Hold on. Here's where I don't want to hear word. And I'm an expert and I can speak on this. Kobe Bryant doesn't use a whole bunch of tentacles to speak for him because Kobe Bryant doesn't trust anyone to speak for him better than he trusts himself to speak for him. So if Kobe Bryant has an issue, you will likely hear from him yourself. Whereas with LeBron, there are a whole bunch of people, or I should say that's not accurate. There's a few people that will reach out on his behalf to try and sort of navigate their way through manipulating the narrative to the best of their ability, all right? And that's not to say they're lying about anything, because they could be telling the truth. But he uses other people to do that more than Kobe ever would. Kobe will tell you himself.
Wait, time out.
So, what?
Stay right there. But do you agree that Kobe also tries to manipulate the narrative? That's the point.
Yes, I do agree with that at times. But what I'm saying is he tries to do it himself.
Okay.
That's all I mean by that.
More direct.
Well, exactly. That's why I said I had a problem with the LeBron analogy, because that's not LeBron.
Oh, no. But that's
not LeBron.
No. That's my point. They both try to manipulate the narrative. LeBron does it passive-aggressively through emissaries, and Kobe does it more directly. But Kobe still doesn't have his fingerprints on it.
If Max Kellerman goes through 3, 4, and 5 people to send his message, that's entirely different than Max doing it himself.
Wait.
That's a very significant difference.
You're talking about the means to an end. I identified that they have different means to the same end. In other words, are they both manipulative? And when you say that, it's because they're success-oriented. Businessmen are manipulative.
Right.
They try to navigate and position themselves.
Tomato. If you say something about Max Kellerman will go on ad nauseum to make sure he articulates and elocutes his point to the point where you completely and fully comprehend. There's no crime in that. The fact of the matter is to be respected because you're willing to do it yourself as opposed to use 4 or 5 different people to do it for you. So that's a big difference. And the reason why that's relevant to this conversation is because when we talk about the Los Angeles Lakers, Kobe Bryant doesn't want to be associated with the mess that's going on.